My brothers and sisters in Christ, today in the Gospel we hear the parable of the landowner and the laborers in the vineyard, of course receiving receiving the same wage despite working different amounts of time. And this parable is always worth our consideration because there's a lot of theological richness to it. But as this is a daily reflection video, and I know many of you who watch this early in the day, this passage to me is most fitting as you look forward to the day or the task, wherever you may be right now, whatever's on your plate for today, the sense to just go about your business, blessed by the Lord. And what do I mean by that? The individual laborers in the vineyard take offense when it's payment time because they're comparing themselves. And the landowner is essentially saying, do I not have the right to be generous with my money? Do I owe all of you different amounts? What right, in a sense, what demand do you have on me? Instead, what it is saying is the focus should be that each of us is blessed by the Lord. Instead of worrying today about what others are doing, comparing ourselves, reading social media, seeing all these different things, what so-and-so is doing, what they're having to eat, what celebration they're having, what their kids are doing, all these things. Instead, we need to get back to the basics and remind that today, I am loved by the Lord. I am called his beloved son or daughter, and he gives me what is needed. He merely asks that I be faithful, respond to him, go about my day's labors, and to count on his strength. There is no greater blessing than being loved and strengthened by the Lord. That is enough for me. And so we need not worry about what the Lord is doing with this person and that person. In his great providence, he has the plan and the calling he gives to each of us. We merely need to be concerned about our own. And we hear this echoed in the 21st chapter of John's Gospel, the famous scene of the seashore where Peter is reconciled with Jesus, and where Peter can't help himself, and Jesus renews his calling and says, "Follow me." And Peter can't help but ask himself, pointing to John, kind of saying, well, what about him? Jesus foretells what Peter will have to suffer for Jesus. And so Peter wants to know, well, what about John? And Jesus says, what about him? You follow me. And it's a beautiful reminder. Stop worrying about that. The Lord will give his calling and give what is needed to each. You and I need to worry about, and this doesn't come from a place of selfishness. It comes from a place of humility. We aren't in charge of the universe. God is. Instead, we need to worry about being faithful to what we have been called to do and putting our trust knowing that as long as we are true and faithful, he will provide for all of our needs, and in that we will find no greater blessing. May God bless you all.